Are we go? Oh, Craig is here. Okay, so we're ready to go. Okay, good. So I'm choosing this one, and then let me just get through it, and then let's decide. I don't really know what category to put this in, so we can all decide together. Well, me and you, because the technology is just not at a place where we can all decide together. This one is from The Guardian. It is from back in July, but still relevant nonetheless, by Martin Shulov. It's called Saudi Arabia Plans 100-mile-long mirrored skyscraper megacity. So the promotional material is striking. 2 mirrored encased skyscrapers stretching more than 100 miles across a swath of desert and mountain terrain, providing a future home for 9 million people. Is it the ultimate in high-density living or a grandiose science fiction fantasy? In short, economists, architects, and analysts are not quite sure. So extravagant is Saudi Arabia's plan to create an urban utopia that even those working on the project, known as The Line, do not yet know if its scale and scope can ever be realized. So this is called The Line that they're building in Saudi Arabia.
I've seen this. It's like a several mile long city.
Yeah, and it's like
just
mirrors.
Ridiculous. It's like a cube or a rectangle.
Yeah,
like
it's
the whole
just
way.
like a line. Yeah.
It's like a train city that doesn't move, basically. Like Snowpiercer, but staying in place.
Super weird. I don't know if this is the future or what, but let's continue reading.
It's definitely just, there's so much money in Saudi Arabia that they are just throwing it at stupid things. They just do
whatever they want.
They're also trying to kind of get better PR from, like when they bought the PGA.
I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
Skeptics and supporters alike were this week given, this is from back in July, remember. So this last month, given more insight into the extraordinary ambition of the development, the centerpiece of the futuristic Neom site near the Gulf of Aqaba, when the kingdom's crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, outlined central aspects of what he intended to be one of the most ambitious urban developments built in modern times. First announced in 2017, Neom has consistently raised eyebrows due to post-flourishes such as flying taxis and robot maids, even as architects and economists have questioned its feasibility. And we don't know what happens now after 100 years of owning one of those. Sentience. It is sentience. According to the Saudis, artificial intelligence will be central to how people live in the 500-meter-high, 200-meter-wide structure, a car-free, carbon-neutral bubble that will boast near-total sustainability and a temperate, regulated microclimate. Past environmental pledges by the kingdom, such as a vow to achieve net-zero carbon emissions by 2060, have prompted skepticism from environmentalists.
Yeah, they really don't give a shit about carbon neutrality.
No, I wouldn't think so in Saudi. Multimedia presentations have added color to what until now had been a concept that even some of the project's planners had found difficult to visualize. The slickly produced film shows a megacity that partly resembles the Deathstar with hanging gardens. Residents will all have daily needs.
I think we can all agree that's the only problem that there was with the Death Star. Not enough hanging gardens.
There wasn't hanging gardens. It just wasn't meeting the need.
And I really like they didn't say minus the weapons.
Yeah, that's definitely what you want to make comparisons to, for sure, the Death Star. Something about residents will have all daily needs reachable within a 5-minute walk, while also having access to other perks such as outdoor skiing facilities and high-speed rail within an end-to-end transit of 20 minutes, according to a statement. Though Neom will operate under its own founding law, which is still being prepared, Saudi officials say they have no plans to waive the kingdom's alcohol ban. Prince Mohammed's vision for modern living is central to his plans to transform the kingdom from an oil-dependent economy and conservative society that he believes is ill-served to drive the country forward. Neom was partly conceived as a divergence from tradition and from the sclerosis of the past 4 decades, in which leaders doubled down on hardline interpretation of Islam, maintaining inflexible societal standards. So is it called The Line or is it called Neom?
I think that means The Line in Arabic.
The pictures of this thing are crazy.
This is really just, I would call this some yellow Is it yellow advertising, native advertising. I can't remember. It's basically where the Saudis are paying for good things to be written about them. Don't forget, Salman has had American journalists executed because he didn't like what they were saying, and they've been working hard. Like, this guy is not good. He has way too much money. He gave $2 billion to Jared Kushner after he was done with the Trump presidency. And what else? They're not good. They're trying to whitewash all their bad stuff with this nicer, oh no, we're a progressive state.
Well, they're also the ones that are basically like slave labor with everything.
Yeah, them and the Qataris and the UAE people.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're basically whitewashing, and they're saying it's going to be a livable, easily maneuverable city. I don't know about you, or if you would think this, Chelsea, but I think if you limit yourself to basically only 2 dimensions in which you can move things forward and back, not left and right, it's going to be hard to actually build a very easily to navigate city where everything's right near you.
It seems like a super weird thing. And not only that, but you move in here and what? You're never gonna leave? Is that the purpose of this?
It's in the middle of the desert, so yeah, like there's not really anywhere you can go.
Once you get in there, they're making it so they're like you have everything right there, so you never need to leave, which is also a weird thing. But yeah, there's obviously more to the article. I just thought it was an interesting thing to bring to the Fringey Mini this week. And I just have to, it costs, I don't know what this is in Canadian dollars, 1.2 TN Saudi Rials, which is 265 billion pounds. I have nothing that actually means anything.
If anybody wants to learn critical analysis of some of these projects that Arab countries are working on, I would highly recommend looking at the YouTuber Adam Something. He does a pretty good critical analysis of these types of projects and pretty good at videos too.
You don't know what his last name is?
The literal YouTube is Adam Something.
Okay.
Yeah. And that should give you guys something to do over the next 48 hours. So there you go.
Yeah, because you're just going to sit there and wait for our podcast to come out. You might as well be looking at something.
Like dogs to a window. You two just attached to our podcast. Anyhow, see you guys Friday.
Bye.